Good afternoon, fellow Idahoans. This is Fred with another Fiscal Fridays with Fred. I want to talk to you about what happens when a budget dies, meaning a budget is rejected on the floor of the Idaho House and Senate. You might say, why should I care about this? Well, let me go back a few years. It was very typical for the Joint Finance and Appropriations Committee to develop a budget using their process, send it to the floor, and members were reassured that JFAC had done the due diligence and your role is just to vote yes. And in fact, if you go back and looked at budgets over the past half a dozen years, most of them pass with very little opposition. Well, we've helped to change that. And why? Well, the answer is JFAC, the Joint Finance and Appropriations Committee, has 10 House members and 10 Senate members. For whatever reason, very liberal people tend to be put on that committee. So the budget motions that they put forth are often more spending oriented than a lot of the other members would like. The perfect example is the college budget bill. This bill was rejected by nearly 80% of the House members, yet 17 of the 20 JFAC members supporting it. So it's kind of an inversion. You had virtually every member of JFAC support the budget, and then virtually every Republican in the House oppose it. So it's very important that we in Idaho understand why this tool is so important. The legislature appropriates about $10 billion, which covers everything as we've talked about earlier. But by rejecting a budget, what they do is the budget goes back to JFAC. And JFAC could shave as little as $100 or they could shave millions. And if they don't take enough money out, because typically when it's sent back, it's not to increase, it's to decrease, the members should and can reject the budget and say, okay, you only took $1,000, we want $1 million. And I bring this up because it's very important that members understand that the power of the purse is the most powerful tool the legislature has. Sure, policy is very important, and there are a lot of bills that affect how we live because they affect laws. But the power of the purse really sets the tone. I mean, for example, college and university budgets. We've identified about $20 million of social justice spending. If the legislature tells JFAC we're not going to pass a budget unless you remove $20 million of social justice spending, the budget doesn't get passed and the universities don't get funded. So what happened this week was the House rejected the college and university budget, and next week another budget's going to come forth. And it's our belief that that budget should reflect Idaho values. It should not include money for social justice spending. There have been other budgets that have been rejected. Sometimes it's because the spending is just not necessary. It's not explained very well. And what we're seeing, which is very good, is an increasing inquisitiveness on the part of House members about budgets, as opposed to just saying, well, the Appropriations Committee approved it, it must be good. So look for more on budgets to be rejected in the coming weeks and hopefully improved upon. Thank you.